will watch the typical assessment of baby in 5 different positions at 2 months of age. We'll review the head, trunk, upper extremities, and lower extremities in each position. Additionally, make note of how alignment, core control, strength, and range of motion all give insights into baby's development. Let's get started.
Supine. At 2 months, while baby's head is typically turned to one side or the other, active head turning becomes more frequent and should be observed to both sides, demonstrating the development of baby's core control. Baby will bring their head past midline when visually following and may maintain their head in midline. Here we see baby following a face from the side, past midline, and over to the other side. At 2 months, when visually engaged, baby can briefly hold their head in midline. AT&R is often present in the 2nd month, but is not obligatory. As seen in this clip, the trunk is becoming more symmetrical, exhibiting increased core control, and the head is more frequently maintained in midline. Asymmetry can be present with the influence of AT&R. Asymmetry is also noted with movement of the head and extremities. Arms move with increased variety off the surface, into and away from the body. These movements are more fluid compared to the 1-month-old. Their elbows are also more extended. Increased core activity supports these anti-gravity movements. Baby now brings hands to mouth, and the hands are typically open. We expect to see the thumb come out of the hand instead of being tucked beneath the fingers, as seen here in the baby's right hand. The grasp reflex is still present and elicited best when object is placed in the palm of baby's hand. Baby's legs are still flexed and rotated out. Baby kicks frequently and with variety. Increased core activity supports these anti-gravity movements. The feet may come together during kicking. This provides tactile input, helping to develop body awareness. All of this can be seen here in this clip. Prone. At 2 months, here baby raises head to 45 to 60 degrees with neck and upper back extension. Some babies are more successful at maintaining head lifting, whereas others have the appearance of head bobbing. The ability to lift head improves as hip flexion decreases to allow weight to shift posteriorly. In prone, baby also starts to turn the lifted head side to side. In both of these clips, active head lifting and turning are early indicators of balanced core control. At this age, vision drives the head lifting and turning. Use a toy or face to motivate baby to lift and turn head. Here you can see decreasing hip flexion, increasing upper trunk activity, and increasing posterior weight shift towards the hips. Head lifting occurs much more than it did in the 1st month, which is due to the increased ability to use back extensors and abdominal muscles, important components of core control. In prone, baby's arms are active and may move away from the trunk. As with all positions, there can be variability of the upper extremities in prone. Baby is able to briefly prop on forearms with the elbows flexed behind shoulders. As elbows move forward, more active propping occurs through their elbows and forearms. At this age, we expect baby to be able to calm themselves by bringing mouth to hand. Baby's legs remain flexed, rotated out, and positioned slightly away from the body. We should also see more active kicking in their legs, increasing hip and knee extension. The newborn flexion we saw in the 1st month decreases. We see the flexion of a 1-month-old on top compared to the reduced flexion of the 2-month-old below. Side lying. At 2 months, baby's head remains in line with the trunk and hips. The head continues to be in midline, resting on the support surface. Baby may be able to slightly lift their head off the surface, thus demonstrating core activation. If baby does lift their head off the surface, it will only be for 1 to 2 seconds. The trunk is typically in line with the head and hips. Baby may be able to briefly stay in side lying independently, but will not be able to maintain for an extended period. The ability to maintain side lying increases as baby gains core muscle strength. Baby begins to bring hands to mouth instead of mouth to hands as at 1 month. Baby grasps a caregiver's finger or explores their closer surface. Here you can see baby is exploring the caregiver with fingers and hands. Both the fingers and hands may also be more open. In this clip, you can see baby opens and closes fingers and hands throughout their time inside lying. The legs tend to be flexed at the hips and knees. Baby will be moving their legs more than at 1 month. This provides tactile input as they move their top leg on the surface and to the opposite leg. Sitting. At 2 months, as baby becomes stronger, they can hold their head over their body for several seconds at a time. Their head does not necessarily need to be held in midline over the body, but the ability to hold it up should be present. Baby may also start to hold the head over body as you shift them front to back and side to side. We shift baby this way to check their head control. It should increase throughout these 4 months as core control improves. Baby is unable to sit on their own and needs support on their upper trunk. Baby's trunk continues to be inclined, although less than what was seen at 1 month. As baby develops, the trunk should become less and less inclined forward. Trunk lifting may also occur when baby lifts their head, as seen here, which is indicative of baby beginning to gain increasing core control. Arms are similar to that of the 1-month-old, flexed at the elbow. While the hands were loosely closed at 1 month, we now see baby's hands open and close more. Legs are flexed and rotated outward. The upper thigh should not rest on the surface. The feet come together and may rest on each other, standing. At 2 months, head is more upright and chin does not rest on the chest. The head is typically held in midline. Baby may begin to rotate head side to side. Trunk is inclined forward. Trunk muscles are active throughout and strong enough to allow baby to be held up and standing. Baby's buttocks are positioned behind the shoulders. The elbows are typically flexed, similar to 1 month. However, now baby's activity level is increasing, so increased elbow flexion and extension movement is seen. Legs are still flexed and rotated out at hips. Toe curling may also be observed, possibly in response to new sensory input to the feet. Baby may have also lost their automatic stepping reflex, which typically disappears within the 4 to 6 week mark. Feet are still close together and may cross at times, but this crossing should not be persistent. The creation of this course would not have been possible without the expertise from therapists at pathways.org and in Robert H. Lurie Children's Hospital of Chicago and Easter Seals DuPage and Fox Valley.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel and check out our other social media accounts in the description below. It's never too early or too late to get baby on the right pathway.